Looking sharp, buddy. Thank you for coming onto the show. I want to say, you know, I'm a big fan of Weird Al Yankovic. I watched Weird. If you haven't seen that documentary, mockumentary type of, if you haven't seen it, it's super funny. And you pop up as one of my all-time favorites, Pee Wee Herman.
Here I am. Here I am. It was a little shocking to see how much I actually looked like him in real life. The beard was gone. I was like, oh yeah, I can see it.
You were fantastic.
Thank you.
How did you get into that?
I begged my way in. Was how I did it. We were supposed to do a cameo, the three of us, like as the Lonely Island, like me, Andy, and Keith, and it coincided with Andy having his second child. Congratulations.
Wow, yeah.
Congrats, children. And so unfortunately, like it wasn't gonna work on the shoot date. So I called Weird Al and I was like, hey, I will do anything to be in this movie. Like, I'll fly myself out, like whatever. And
I'll be anything.
He called me 20 minutes later and he was like, I talked to Eric, would you want to be Pee Wee Herman? And I was like, yeah, like absolutely.
Even better.
Yeah.
So do you know Paul Reubens?
Yes, I do know Paul, and I was terrified that he was gonna hate everything that I was doing.
Did you call him before you did it?
I didn't call him because I was told that I shouldn't. So, like, because they were trying to have everything be a surprise. So like I did my thing. It's a short little bit.
I know, but it works.
I got to do the you know the.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. So let's talk about this. This is a big deal. I'm so excited to have you on and talk about this. You get to direct not one but two giant Super Bowl commercials. This is massive for Pepsi.
Yeah.
Dude, you're directing. Millions of people are going to see what you directed.
Yeah.
This is cool.
This is the first time because I've made a bunch of movies. And, people are actually going to see this one. That's very exciting.
There's two up-and-coming stars, and they're different ads. One is Ben Stiller. The other one is Steve Martin.
Yes.
Did you know Steve from Saturday Night Live?
There was maybe our worst failure that we've ever had on SNL was a sketch called Surf Meeting that we wrote, and there was a thing that would happen like when we were at SNL where if it would get to a certain point at night and I'd be laughing a certain way, Andy would always be like, it's not gonna work. Like, Yorm's laughing in that Yorm way, it's not gonna work. But we wrote this sketch called Surf Meeting, which was a guy, and it's a group of surfers, and it's Andy's running the surf meeting, and he's like, there's somebody in our crew that doesn't fit in, you guys, like we don't like him. And then it just cuts to Steve, and he's like, who is this gnarly dude? And the thing about SNL is that it's moving, it's such a fast, you know how it is.
Yeah,
like if you block something and it's not working, like that's it. You're just like, well, that's gonna go to air like that. And like we were like, that's your time's done. Like so, and we were like, this isn't gonna work. This is
I have a picture of the sketch.
I gotta say, he sold it super hard. He sold it super hard. But between Dress and Air, I went in to give him like last minute notes, and he was like, it doesn't work, does it? And I was like, no, it doesn't. I was like, good luck, man. And I was like, yeah, sorry.
At least you were honest with me.
Yeah.
I want to show a teaser clip. Here's a teaser for Yorma's Pepsi Super Bowl commercials. Take a look at this.
Hi, I'm Ben Stiller.
And I'm Steve Martin.
As actors, in a way, we never really stop acting.
For example, Ben is acting right now like he's not intimidated standing next to me.
And Steve's acting like he's not lucky to be here.
Oh, and Ben's acting like that whole awkward thing he does is a character, not his actual personality.
And Steve's acting like, ooh, I'm Steve Martin, when really he's not so... It's like, okay, we get it. You're like, I mean, whatever, you know.
See what I mean?
Okay. Banjo player.
Nepo baby.
That's good. Yorma Taccone, everybody!
And how about that directing?
No, that directing is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yorma's Pepsi commercials aired during the Super Bowl this Sunday on Fox. We'll be right back with a performance from Long Long. Stick around, everybody.